What up, players? Welcome to part 2 of my how to paint a cracked earth wasteland video. Here we've let our agrellan earth bases dry overnight. I've been mispronouncing it all these years. I can't believe it. It's agrellan, not argillin. And we're going to be applying a thin coat of Agrax Earthshade. I say thin, but I just mean you want to cover the entire base, try not to let it pool. You don't want to slap it on in big puddles, except possibly around the different cracks to let it seep in, and when it dries, it's gonna hopefully get everything to stick a little bit closer together and just tie everything together, as it were. So I'm kind of realizing as I'm filming this that I should have my little cork piece to hold this lady down, because I'm trying to paint with one hand and film with the other, and it's not doing very good. So this is what it's going to look like after it dries for a couple of hours. And this is when we're going to get onto our dry brushing. So to dry brush, you just take a large brush and a large headed brush, and that's something that you're going to be doing detail work with. And the color we're going to be using is Karak Stone. You're going to take a flat-headed, large-headed brush like this, and then you're going to dip only the tips of the bristles into the pot, and then you're going to wipe 95% of that paint off. You don't want all of that paint on your brush. You only want the bare minimum to just dry brush like this. And it's a lot easier when you're holding the base. As I'm working with it, I'm realizing I should really just hold it. So I put the camera down for a second and I got to work on all these girls, and you just do really quick motions with your brush and just brush it on as much as you can. The last color you're going to use is Dawnstone. Depending on how much gray you want on the entire model, you can use it over everything, or you can just use it on the gray debris, and it'll create some nice variations of color. So that's it, you guys. It's a simple application of the textured paint and the technical paint in the beginning to create the illusion of a sculpted, molded base. Once it's all dried, it's very easy to just go in there with a wash and then dry brush the final two colors on. You can click on the link in the description and it'll take you to my blog, where I kind of write all of these steps out and go over also some ideas for the alternatives. For example, if you don't want to use dried bark, you could use any paint in the beginning, any kind of dark brown paint. And if you don't want to use the texture paint, you can make your own. You can just take some really small sand and mix it in with some Mechanicum Standard Gray or a nice dark gray paint. Mix it up in a little container, and then add just a tiny bit of white PVA glue to help it adhere and stick together. And it's a little bit too much work, more than I wanted to do, and doing the texture crackle also was a little bit more than I wanted to do, so I just used the Games Workshop products. Here you can see where I did a little variation of larger cracks and smaller cracks. Remember, if you want to get that variation, put more agrellan earth in one area and less in another area. Thin it out and then put it on in big thick dollops in other areas to create that nice variation. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, or these two videos, and I hope it will help you, give you some options if you're planning on doing these in the future. I'm also planning on doing a video of how I do my wasteland bases. Those are the bases that are more of a strictly desert theme, and they have little patches of dried grass on it. Everything is painted more brown and beige. There's no gray in that, and I'll be putting out those videos in a little bit. Oh, I'm also going to link in the description the video that I learned a lot of my technique from Dr. Faust's painting clinic, where he did a video on cracked earth bases. A lot of what I used, I kind of took and refined from him. So check his video out. Thanks for watching.